Hi there and welcome back to my third vlog. This time I'll be talking about the target audience of Aliens in the Attic. I'll discuss gender, age, spending power and lifestyle of the demographic of Aliens in the Attic. The Uses and Gratification Theory, Denise McHale, 1972. Aliens in the Attic would have come under the escapism category for films, as it allows the audience to get involved and relate to the narrative, which is exciting and lively. The film draws the audience away from reality and allows them to relax to the narrative. The film has a calming content suitable for children. It was John Hartley, 1987, and Yen Ang, 1991, who suggested that media products have an imaginary entity before they make a product. This will help them target their product to the correct audience. My imaginary entity, Sam, age 9. Sam, 9, can't wait for the latest science fiction film to come out in cinemas. He's planning a trip to go to the cinema in the school holidays with his friend. Sam is just like every other 9-year-old boy. He can't get enough of action movies. Sam is only 9, so he still goes to school, and Sam looks forward to after school when he rides his bike with his friends. Sam lives in the outer city suburbs with his mum, dad and little sister. He comes from a middle-class family who have a high disposable income to spoil on him and his little sister. Along with riding his bike, Sam enjoys watching films and playing video games. Sam loves his gadgets. He couldn't last a day without his TV. His favourite films all have aliens in. Gender. Firstly, I'll talk about the gender of the targeted audience. The film I'm analysing is Aliens in the Attic. The gender of the film is mainly targeted at boys. The film is mainly suited to boys because the film is of a science fiction genre. The film is mainly dominated by males, as the main human and alien characters are all male. This is ironic, as Bethany, played by Ashley Tisdale, is the oldest sibling, and she still plays the subordinate role to Tom and Jake, even though they are her younger relations. Another reason that the target audience is boys is because there are strong protagonist male characters, Tom, Ricky and Jake, in this film. This is star persona, Richard Dyer, 1985. An example of this is... However, having said this, the film would also be suited to girls. The film also has Bethany, who is the oldest Pearson child, and she is a pretty young teenager who would act as a role model to the female audience. Herein is an example of the film which demonstrates the female target audience of Aliens in the Attic. The gender split for my audience is very male dominant. The boys would be about 80% of the audience, while the girls are only taking about 20%. Age. Now we'll be looking at the typical age of the audience of Aliens in the Attic. The typical age of the audience is children from the ages of 5 to 13. The reason the film is targeted at this age group is because of its child-friendly content. The plot of Aliens in the Attic attracts a young audience, children, as the narrative is comedic, action-packed and simple to understand. My target audience is young and lively. Therefore, they would typically watch a film that would be entertaining. To ensure that the target audience will be attracted to the film, a comedic aspect must be included to suit their needs. This is important as the narrative is simple to understand. As the film is targeted at children, they could easily be confused by a complex narrative. The film certificate is a PG, so it has content that is aimed at children. The median age of the target audience is about 9. The main characters in Aliens in the Attic are children. This helps the target audience, children, to relate to the narrative. The media company creates an imaginary entity, Sam, age 9, to help please the audience. It was John Hartley, 1987, and Yen Ang, 1991, who suggested this. In Aliens in the Attic, Child-friendly content is encoded at the start of the film. Child-friendly content is encoded as this content is suited to my target audience. It's encoded throughout the film as it is aimed at children. An example of this is the main human characters are protagonists who have to fight against the antagonists, the aliens, but all was not as it seemed as the alien team crumbles as Sparks become friends with the humans. Spending power. I'll now be talking about the spending power of the audience of Aliens in the Attic. What is spending power? Spending power is the amount of money that a person/a household have to spend on leisure, etc. The amount of money that you have depends on your work pay and social class, ABC1. This is commonly known as a disposable income. The targeted audience family would come under the social grade B, C1 and C2. The spending power of the Aliens in the Attic target audience would be quite high. This is because the spending power will be of the parents of the target audience rather than the children themselves who watch the film. The vast majority of children 5 to 13 do not have their own money, so fall under the class of their parents/guardians. The parents would typically be in the middle or upper class. People of this age would have a large disposable income to spend on leisure activities such as buying films or going to the cinema. However, the lower class family would also be targeted, as the film is not too overpriced and accessible for most classes. The audience would be of a similar class to the characters in the film. An example of this is lifestyle. I'll now be discussing the lifestyle of Aliens in the Attic target audience. Lifestyle is the way that a person lives their life, what they do, what they like, etc. The lifestyle of the targeted audience would be typically a settled suburban family with fairly young children, e.g. 5 to 13. NRS, National Readership Survey, is a method commonly used in the UK for organising lifestyle types. My target audience would come under the lifestyle type KIC. C, settled suburbanates, I, hard-pressed families, and K, unclassified. I have shown this in my mood board. I have added a bike to the mood board as this will be part of my target audience lifestyle as they are children. This is similar to the lifestyle of the characters in the film. The main characters are children also, so our target audience can relate to the film narrative. As the target audience is the children, not only do I need to talk about the lifestyle of the children, but also of the parents of those children. The reason for this is because the children fall under the social class of the parents, and social class directly affects your lifestyle.